Existing building they have up. That's the office portion there that's blocked walled. I hope you can hear me with the wind out here. It's kind of windy. Tearing this metal off down to the trusses and re-roofing it, and then of course putting all new vinyl on underneath it. That's what we're looking at here in the middle. Taking these windows out and replacing these windows is going to be rather difficult, coming into a problem there with replacing all the windows. It's going to probably take busting this out, maybe even however this is tied in, busting a portion of this out and replacing it, but I'm not sure if we could just come up to it. I guess it just ties in here. Come up to it and get it back in. Well, I'll show you on the inside too. This is the trusses. We're not doing anything with this that I could tell. Here's another window. And while I'm standing out here, this is the septic tank. Whether the tank is good or not, it's definitely going to need a lid. But if the tank's not good, then there'll just have to be a second tank coming in. The plumbing is coming out of this corner in the building, and we'll see that here in a second, underneath the slab somewhere here. Well, I'm out here looking at it. This is the roof. Now, this is on the east side of the building, and although I think the paper is stating it being on the west, with the shack roof to be pulled off and replaced, the shed style roof, but they call it on the west side, and this is the east side of the building. There's the vent for the drain, and of course the wood. I don't know if it's stick built up there or trusses. I can't see enough. They say trusses, but I don't know that anybody's really sure if it's stick built or if there's trusses up there. Faucet coming out. Of course, there's some foundation cracks and block. There's some settlement cracks. They talk about ADA compliance. I'm a little concerned that it doesn't mention anything about changing this, but this is not ADA code. That's 2.5, maybe 3 inches before it comes up there. And then, of course, all the slope here. This is the electrical coming in the back off the pole. Edwin met with me. He would like to see the electrical moved over to the metal side of the building and not off of this side, but this is what the paper shows, stating pulling it off of here. Your gas. It doesn't say anything about bringing down this fireplace, but it definitely needs to come down because I think it is beyond repair with the amount of settlement that it has had. You know, that is not level at all. I'm trying to hold the phone level, but absolutely is sloping back. And the way it's pulled away from the wall, that I'm sure will need to come down. Take a step on the inside. Of course, 2 more windows over here. And then the 2 windows in the front. The door coming in. Here's another old fireplace, but nothing's coming up from the roof. The electrical box. Window and door. Then we came in. This is the kitchen area. It talks about redoing the cabinets. There were cabinets here, and of course right there was the drain that would go into the other room. That's just a garbage. But there were cabinets here. I don't know what they want with different cabinets. Most of the electricals just ran down the block walls. And the ceiling portion looks pretty good for the most part. There's a couple of spots on it that needs to be done. Another room. Electrical pulled down the wall somehow. Another inside set of windows. And that's going into the metal building. So again, coming through the kitchen, into this room, and then over to another room. I'm sure replacing these windows here. The ceiling doesn't look too bad. And then we'll go to the bathroom. This is where we think they're going to want to install a shower. Of course, the kitchen. That was the drain for the kitchen over into the bathroom. So they're going to want to have a walk-in shower level with the floor, and then taking a drain over to tie in, not to here, but probably down in the floor.
All right. Thanks, Tom.
So this is where the commode was, and of course the water heater power connector. We don't know exactly what kind of sink base or cabinetry or what size water heater. We think probably a 40-gallon based on enough water to run a shower. Can't be too big with the water heater in front of the window. Or do we take the PEX pipe up above the ceiling? A little bit of rain damage there needs to be patched and fixed. But take the water up and bring a water heater down in the closet might be a possibility as well. And just PEX the supply line down to everything from there. But this is plumbing coming in from the kitchen in the other room, maybe possibly going underneath that wall to bring a drain in the floor all the way along the inside the floor there, catching the commode and everything, and then going out to the septic tank. And going to the garage doors, replacing the 4 garage doors and the hangers and everything, replacing the lighting. All the wiring needs to be taken out and redone to bring up to code with the correct conduit and wiring to come into it. Replacing this window as well. It's broken. With a vinyl window, right now it is an aluminum window. Put it on top of the 2x4s there. And you got some Christmas lights. Let's bend into the 2x4s. That's probably even sagged a little bit if I had to guess. Insulation is to be put up in the roof on the existing building. Here's the inside of it. I was hoping there's access to it, but there's not. So probably when the metal is off and before we put down the sheeting, we need to either add an access panel into this or insulate it from the inside. I would recommend an access panel for whenever we're wiring it to be able to get in and out. Somewhere probably in here to be able to achieve that. Go look at the outside real quick. Of course, cleaning and painting is one thing. Here's where they want a 6-foot apron coming out from in front of the garage doors to be tied in. Like I said, nothing talked about redoing that. That is all twisted and unlevel going down through there. About a 6-foot pad to bring this back and pour this whole section 6 feet. I'll pace it off in a minute. A little bit of concern here of the exposed wood on it. It's outside. I'm sure there's concrete back there somewhere. But where? Talk about replacing and trying to match back some of the existing metal. I don't see any holes where there's quite a bit of it that's bent. Probably about 45 feet, but I'll measure it off with the tape before I leave. Hey, there's an access panel right there. Of course, I'm not fitting in it, but it's there. It looks like it's actually behind that flashing, so that probably doesn't work anymore. They've covered it up.